My name is Ernest Williams. I'm the owner operator for Avis Budget in Somerset, New Jersey. Since becoming a part of this team, I've managed to increase my cars on move from 30 cars per day to 40 cars a day and actually increase my revenue on the average of $135,000 per year over the last 3 years. Today, I would like to share with you some key elements on how I was able to achieve these goals. Prior to joining Avis Budget, I was in the military for 12 years and aspired to be a naval aviator. That's right, a naval pilot. When test driving and test flying a naval aircraft, I suffered from vertigo and was flying upside down 3 miles prior to landing the aircraft. What we found out was that I suffered from vertigo when flying over the water, and I could not differentiate between the horizon underwater and the horizon in the sky. My perception was cloudy. And the same thing can happen to you when you're running a business. If your perception is cloudy, you will not have a good perception on how you want things to be ran and how you want the customer to view your business. I gambled with a $38 million aircraft, and the Naval grounded me into being an air traffic controller. But I learned a lot of things in the Navy, especially the P's to success. The military is known for proper planning and training. So I learned about the P's, i.e., proper planning presents piss poor production. So planning your day and planning how you go about your business per day is essential in how you want to be able to increase your perception or change your perception on how you want people to view Avis Budget in your area. Upon my first 2 weeks at being at Somerset location, I had a customer come in one Monday morning, and he was with his wife, and his first response to me was, "I came here because there was a line out the door at Enterprise, and I needed a rental car quick." Well, that didn't sit well with me, being though that Enterprise was my biggest competitor, and they were right across the street. So that wasn't a good time to interview this individual because he was in a hurry. But when he returned the vehicle, I asked him, "Why do you think people prefer Enterprise over Avis Budget?" And his response was simple: "Their rates are cheaper, and we knew that they were there. No one knows that you're here in this hotel." Well, that got me to thinking, I need to change the way people perceive my business, and the first thing that I needed was visualization. I needed people to know where I was and how to get here to reach me. And that started by putting a sign out in front and visiting all the businesses in the area, as well as all the diners and all of the fast food restaurants. A simple Avis Budget card, and at these diners, I used to leave placemats. Placemats were very important at diners because people tend to advertise on these placemats, and for a small fee of $90, I got over 1,500 placemats with my Avis Budget business card on them. Started to increase my visibility very, very well. Another tool that I used was the portable signs that I would put in the area so that people would know that there was a Avis Budget location near them. First, you need to check with your local ordinance in the city, and they will be very, very happy to assist you in letting you know where you can put these signs and how often they come around and clean them up. By registering with them, I was able to keep my signs up because they're registered with them, and they would tell me when they're coming around and kindly take mine out of the ground but allow me to put them back as soon as they were gone. Being in a hotel has its advantages. It also has its disadvantages because people don't know that I'm here. But I focused on what my advantages were being in a hotel with a lot of people in and out. So what I did was I tried to develop a great relationship with the hotel by becoming an employee, so to speak, where I'm considered a hotel employee just like the rest. That's critical because I was able to change their protocol. Whenever a guest is checking into the hotel, a part of a protocol is to let them know that Avis Budget is here and around the corner. And if they already have a rental, to stop in and see me so I can discuss their rental rates. That's key because most people who come to a hotel already have a vehicle. But by allowing them to come and see me at their leisure, I can review their rates and allow them to see that they can get a better rate by renting with me and that I'm able to make a reservation from them from JFK to Somerset, and then they can conclude their rental by renting with me at Somerset for 1 week before returning the car back to JFK. All of this was able to save customers money, and that's what customers like to hear. They like that relationship. They like the fact that they're able to save a little money and get pampered. I treat each customer as if I'm out on my first date with my significant other. These are key points in developing a relationship. The hotel has implemented my business card, a picture of my business card, in their hotel guest book. When guests are looking for a good restaurant to eat or a pizza to order, there's my business card. Pretty fancy? Not really, but it works. It's effective. The next thing that I was able to do was I developed a SOP, which is called Standard Operating Procedure. And my standard operating procedure for my office is just the way that I want to do business. My standard operating procedure includes closing procedures as well as opening procedures. Very important. Opening procedures is good because it lets anyone know who is working with me or helping me out that the first thing we want to do is to back in the cars, line them up in chronological order, clean the car, and check for any personal belongings that a renter might have left. The second thing I always do is check their radio station, and I'll get to that in a second. Closing procedures are critical because you want to line your cars up, get them cleaned up, and make sure you have plenty of cars available for upsells or rental for the next day. That 7:30 renter might come early, and it will be nice if they had a car ready because they rent at 7:30 usually because they don't have a lot of time. The third thing that's in my SOP is my personal database. Every renter I add to my database. And it's a simple name, telephone number, what size car they made a reservation for, what size car they took, whether I was able to upsold to them, and what coverages did they take. This is important because the next time that I see a reservation, I check my database and check that person's name and look at the personal history that I've accumulated on that individual. And I know, hey, I checked their radio station. This person likes satellite radio. Great upsell tool. Going from a small car, a compact car, to a mid-sized car that has satellite radio. That is a very, very good way to upsell to an individual. Also, in the personal data, I include where that person went. Good way to start a conversation. When Mrs. Jones comes back to my office to rent another vehicle, and I ask her, how was your trip to Virginia? Was the car big enough to accommodate your husband's luggage? Customers like that. Customer respect that you're personal with them. Customer respect that you make them feel special. These are some of the things that I do to try to help my customers to create that one-on-one feeling, that one-on-one that I care about their rental needs and I'm giving them good quality customer service. I utilize the hotel's ability of having unlimited parking space very much. When I get a customer on the phone, I inform them. You can use the hotel parking lot to leave your vehicle if you need to. I have unlimited parking. There's cameras on the parking lot. And as part of my daily routine, I do an inspection of every vehicle on the parking lot that belongs to Avis Budget and every vehicle on the parking lot that belongs to one of my customers. And the daily inspection is so critical because there's been times when a customer's been renting for a week and you discover that they've had a slow leak and have a flat tire. Calling that customer and giving them a heads up, especially in cold weather, is vital because they may be returning at night and to come back to a flat tire. So that good customer service, that good customer one-on-one helps you to make a friend for life. Customers like to feel wanted. Customers like to feel that you care. In talking to my customers, I have a brief history of them and a good conversation piece to talk to them to make it just a little bit personal. Making it a little bit personal always tend to make them feel like they want to come back to Avis Budget. How good does it feel to hear a customer say, "I will never deal with anyone else except for Ernest"? That makes me feel very, very good, especially when you're dealing with a customer for a leisure rental. and they have that accident and they're going through their insurance company that's not Avis First. Some insurance companies use Enterprise First for direct bills, but you want your customer to fight for you. You want your customer to say, I want to use Avis, I want to use Ernest. And that's some of the things, those are some of the things that I have done over the past couple of years to make my customers feel wanted, to make my customers feel like they're a part of this Avis budget family. New customers are always treated with extreme care, just as reoccurring customers. Everyone is treated as if their rental needs are just as important as the next person's. Utilizing my marketing team, my marketing area manager is Carol, and Carol is great. I deal with Carol one on one, and we give each other leads. Using your area managers are wonderful. They're here to help you. Utilize them to the best of your ability. Visit other stations, see the way they do business, see the way other managers handle their business, and remember, you can always learn. And one of the last things that I would like to touch on that's in my standard operating procedures is the days that I market, the days that I get out and see people. I know what time visitors check in and check out of the hotel, make myself visible, hand out a business card or two. I visit a lot of the different hotels in the area. There are 7 hotels within a 1 mile radius, 2 more hotels within a 2 mile radius for a total of 9 hotels. Most hotels in this day and age serve a continental breakfast. So there I am at the peak hours doing a continental breakfast, having a cup of coffee, handing out a business card, allowing hotel guests in the area to know that there's an Avis Budget location near them. Some of the hotels, at least 2 of them in this area, also have a dinner that is donated by local restaurants in the area, trying to get people to try their food and taste their food. Well, again, there I am passing out my business cards on certain days that these things occur. Knowing your area, knowing the things that are going on in your area, and offering a simple pickup service at times can be very important to gaining a customer and gaining a customer's trust for life. These are just some of the few things that I have done over the years to help my business grow. And I haven't reached the tip of the iceberg for where I would like to take this. I would like to take this a lot further and grow this business a lot more. And unfortunately, it is a process. And changing your perception and changing your customer's perception of what Avis Budget is and what your Avis Budget offers can be in your area is a big part of it. Thank you and have a nice day.